all the fantasies of the temporary. Are disappearing every time you declare and you recognize that you don't know what it's all for or about, but you're following, sinking into trust that feels new, sometimes strange. But love keeps encouraging to keep coming back to truth as deeply as possible. Every time you realize you don't know what anything is for or how to look at it, an element of the ego's burden falls away. Because every time that you are able to recognize that you don't know or that you don't know what it means, the door to love opens. It opens just that space that you said yes. The I don't know frees you for that moment in time. In that moment, there is freedom. Ask to recognize the peace that comes from the I don't know. That you want to join in the peace of being open to the universe, open to the truth of love that is everything. And to accept the divine light that comes through the I don't know. I was reading a few hymns the other day, and I realized that there is a vibrational treasure that is in these hymns. They are teachers. They're still part of the perception of the world, but they are for the Spirit's use and the learning to use the Spirit. And what I also realized is how plain the words of truth are, that they are grounded in the earth dimension, and they're simple and honest. And that can be so helpful to find that place within that honestly just wants truth. I called my master in the name of truth, the truth that is God, the King of all charity. I begged my master with all my heart that my master hear the call for this time of love to open. And it is, and let it remain as it is, so that everyone may come to recognize the truth of love. Now I have said, and I keep on saying, that it is my willingness, my love, that I come to bring the truth to all humanity. All beloveds are going to pray. They are going to implore and ask to raise up to this truth, which the Master left here to be recognized and embraced. Everyone is looking for the happiness of truth, but in that happiness, sometimes they forget and look only for themselves, saying that they are one, but they are far from the one. I am here. I am here to teach everyone how to consolidate back into the heart of love. Follow and learn the truth of love. When you have a prayer in your heart, whether it comes in a hymn or even prose, it's in that moment your prayer is echoing through the universe. It has the power to touch and transform beloveds everywhere, because there is no distance, there is no time, and there are no restrictions in the truth of love. So your prayer reverberates through the universe. And it's really the humbling of that realization that the power of your prayer, the power of your mind, when it is dedicated, devoted to love through prayer, through whatever means is most helpful, that it reverberates through the universe, bringing healing love because it is your prayer. It's very helpful to contemplate how that reverberation just can go through the whole universe. Not to try to think of what that means or how it looks, but letting that awareness come. Show me the way. Over the mountains of despair, we will rise above. Over the heartache and the pain, upon the wings of love. The healing of our savage heart, gently by the dove, miraculously transforming us upon the wings of love. Terrible mistakes we think we've made, regrets we've undergone. Sometimes the hopelessness makes us forget the sun at dawn. All the light and joyousness, the tender mercies of Jesus, who carries our burdens upon the wings of love. When there's a hymn that speaks of despair over the heartache and the pain, there's a place in healing where the pain, the belief in pain, the mountains of despair, they rise to the surface, triggered by some incident, some situation, some thought. And the more that you trust in the power and the light of God, the more you can release that belief in despair and pain and suffering, using the moment for its divine, holy purpose, which is to truly be ready for that healing, and remembering that the light of God is always wanting your happiness, your joy, because it's what you are. And how much could we have made up that couldn't be erased by the power of divine light? Regrets that everyone has undergone are part of that package. The fear of looking at the regrets is part of the ego game for sure. Being afraid to look and see what you've believed, what you've put your attention to and gave your loyalty to. And now it's the blessing of none of that was the truth of you. Forgiving everything that was ever regretted. No longer willing for the critical ego to judge anything. Opening to the gentleness and the kindness of your true heart. And resting in that perfection. Someone who can kiss God. Come to my house late at night. Do not be shy. I will be barefoot and dancing. I will be in such a grand and generous mood, come to my door at any hour. Even if your eyes are frightened by my light, my heart and my arms are open and need no rest. They will always welcome you. Come in, my dear. From that harsh world that has rained elements of stone upon your tender face, every soul should receive a toast from us for bravery. Bring all the bottles of wine you own to this divine table, the earth we share. And if your cellar is empty, this whole universe could drink forever just from mine. Let's dine tonight with exquisite music. I might even hire angels to play just for you. Look, hidden beneath your feet is a luminous stage where we were meant to rehearse our eternal dance. And what is the price of my divine instruction? All that I could ever want is that you have the priceless company of someone who can kiss God. That you have the priceless gift of becoming a servant to the divine. Come to my window, dear world, why ever be shy? Look inside this playful verse, for the Master is barefoot and dancing, and in such a grand and generous heart opened. Someone who can kiss God. Every beloved seems that when they enter the spiritual journey consciously, many teachers, many guides show up. But it isn't always recognized. So it takes a while many times for the relationship between the guide that has walked with you for all lifetimes and many other guides that have particular teachings for you. Begin to open your heart, and that when you begin shaking within, it's the vibration of healing love. The shaking that keeps going is the fear of letting go. Let the shaking have you. And allow yourself to contemplate the gratitude for this shaking out. Even if you can't express through prayer, even if you can't express that you want this divine healing, feel it in your heart that you do want it. And as you embrace that you really do want the healing love of reality, the barriers become thin and the shaking becomes much more gentle. So much so that you can welcome it Everything in your journey is a letting go and an embracing of newfound love. The love isn't new, but you're finding it feels new. Every time you open to love, every time you relax into trust, you feel the love more deeply. It's not about measuring the amount, but it's the recognition that place of communion is beginning to feel very comfortable and familiar. And when it comes finally to the familiar that you so look forward to your communion time because it's coming to life, it's becoming more real. And it's not necessarily anything that you can put into words or that it even looks that different, but it feels there's a vibration that's new and becoming familiar. And then just when you think it's familiar, it shifts somehow and opens another doorway. And if you allow the love to guide you, it just keeps opening new doors. And you just come along. Come along. Beloveds, let's go. With our mother and our father and letting all pain go. The beauty of joining in love is that you have no idea what you're opening to, and yet the memory is there for everything. And the more that you welcome it in, the easier every day is. Imagine that there was a ceremony, a heavenly ceremony, and you're going to receive the gift of your remembering through this ceremony. You're going to receive a box, and within the box is your treasure that is going to awaken your heart and mind. And everyone that's there receives their treasured mystery teaching, their gift. And everyone opens the box that they have, wanting to see what What's the treasure? What's the gift? And written on a gold piece of paper are the words, I don't know. And for sometimes lifetimes, the treasure is studied, it's feared, it's embraced, it's understood, and it's finally recognized that it is the key that opens the door to truth. The door to truth cannot be answered by the memories of the past. And the I don't know holds the key, because in order to embrace the I don't know, it's a leap of faith. Turning away from the knowing of your identity and your past life, not turning away because it's bad or wrong. It just isn't the truth of who you are. And now you're meeting yourself, your divine light spirit, within the I don't know. The I know is the ego's domain. I know. I know, and I think I am right. I know. And that's what you're releasing, because everything that has been known has been a temporary belief of separation. But the light of love, when you invite in that light of love, it will heal everything that's been made up. And your participation is the I don't know. It's your yes. I don't know how to look at anything because I can't see the truth, while my mind believes in my opinions and judgments, my likes, my dislikes, my good, my bad, my rules. It's a wonderful moment when you look at the rules and realize there's no love in them. They were only meant to be held in fear, and now there's no love that shows up with them at all. I remember reading the word author in reference to the divine. Author, authority, holding the truth of your being in its perfection, its brilliance, its wholeness, always holding the truth. And having no judgment, because judgment truly cannot exist in perfection. There is nothing to judge. Come back into the light of love by readily accepting that you cannot judge. You can try, and you can carry it, and you can suffer with it, because you can believe in it and be at the effect of that judgment. Separating the world into the rules. The freedom that you're truly looking for it's right here, but the known covers it all up. The known is the past coming to cover and give everything meaning. Imagine being at a dinner table when everyone is in the not knowing and just enjoying the love that is there. Or the ego is in charge of the table, and each one has their opinions and their ideas of success and failure and likes and dislikes. Everybody watching everybody, how they behave, and having opinions and judgments about what it means. But the table without the knowing is joyous, without opinions, resting and basking in the truth of love. Nothing to do, nothing to protect. And in that table with love, there comes a moment where everyone is recognizing the oneness, that everyone is an equal element of that love, perfect and whole. And that becomes the choice in the every moment, day. Sit at the table with love, or sit at the table with judgment. The table with judgment can become excruciating. Having a whole table full of judgment and opinions and reservations and caution. So you can let it all go every day and sit at the table of love.